Welcome back to On the Wild, episode number 30. I'm Anuj Basker. With me, as always, Riley Keenan.
What's going on?
We didn't know what to do for this episode. We had plans.
We had a guest lined up, but
fell through
a little bit.
So we didn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, we honestly both watched a couple videos of just funny quotes of athletes.
Yeah.
We were just like, hey, let's try a segment. So
Yeah.
we thought about we both brought 5 quotes to the table from athletes, whether they're funny, motivational, whatever it may be, and we're just gonna try to guess who said it.
Yeah.
I guess you want to go first?
Sure. I mean, mine's probably the easiest one. That'll probably be here. We're sitting here. Okay, this is my first one. We're sitting here. I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Oh,
I mean, listen, we're talking about practice, not a game. Who said that?
The answer is the answer. It's AI, Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
I almost did that one.
Yeah.
I did
Mine go progressively harder, so that's probably the easiest one. Definitely the easiest one that I got.
All right, I'll go with my my easy one too. Then I think it's easy. So the question that was asked to them was, did you lose the game or did the other team win? And the person said, "What, bro? What are you talking about, man? Bro, out, man. Y'all tripping."
It's Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. I still remember that interview. It was such a dumb question to ask. Like, I get what he meant by it, but
Yeah.
at that point, like, you're pissed.
Okay, my next one. My favorite ring is the next one. That's the quote.
Oh.
And if we're getting stuck, we'll give each other hints.
Oh my god. It's NBA, right?
It's an NFL player.
NFL player. Oh, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
There we go. Do you want to do the sport? Do you want to just say what the sport it is or no?
Let's not.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So 2-1. This one is the stupidest one I have, but I just loved it so much when I heard it. It says we're only capable of using 10% of our brain. So who was the guy that used 11 to make it okay to say that everybody was using 10?
I don't know. Is that a Dennis Rodman quote?
No, but I'll give you another chance. It is a basketball player, and it was like just on live TV.
Okay. Can I get the position?
Oh man, I'm blanking on the position. I think shooting guard, small forward.
Okay. That's hard. I feel like I know who. When you say it, I'm gonna like remember. Did he play in like the 90s?
No, he's still kicking today.
Oh. Okay. Klay Thompson?
Michael Beasley.
Michael. Yeah.
I just remember watching that interview. Like, what is this guy on, man? Like,
remember that one interview he had when he joined the Lakers? And he was like, we'll get to where we want to be. And then he was like,
where we want to be.
Yeah. And he was like, so 6 months from now, where are you going to be? He's like, the future?
Yeah. Bro, like, I can't tell if he's, like, just joking around or he's just naturally, like, not like that. I don't know. He kills me, though. He's on the Blazers Summer League team.
Yeah.
I know. I hope he makes it. That'd be cool.
He's one of the most... A lot of players have said he's the most talented player they've ever played. Because apparently when he was in Miami and LeBron got there, they would play to 21 every day, and Beasley would win, like, 90% of the time.
Really?
Yeah. He's that skilled.
Wow. He's a great scorer. Like, I'll give him that. He just hasn't had too much of an opportunity.
Yeah. My next one is you have to be able to accept failure to get better.
Damn, that could be anybody. You have to be able to accept failure to get better. Like, dude, I want to say like Michael Jordan, but like Kobe Bryant. I don't know.
It's LeBron.
LeBron. Damn, I was right there.
Yeah, it was one of the three, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, when you said Michael Jordan, I was like, just think a little bit.
Not the right 23, but
yeah.
Man. Okay. This one, I think this will be a gimme. This one, like, a lot of people mix this up with who they think said it, but I think you'll get it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
It's Wayne Gretzky.
It's Wayne Gretzky. A lot of people think it's Michael Jordan who said that.
No, Jordan's a lot more personal with his, like, I missed however many shots.
Yeah, he was like, I missed 9,000 shots, 4,000 game winners or something, and I still shoot. It's like, all right. That whole notion about, like, I'm, like, 2 for 50 tonight and I'm still shooting, like, I get that's a nice kind of mentality to be
I get
confident,
the mentality, but
if you miss 48 shots, I don't want you shooting the rest of the game.
literally,
Like,
literally.
I'll take anybody else shooting.
My next one. This is where I get like my dumb quotes. Like my last two are kind of, like what the hell were you talking about? We're going to turn this team around 360 degrees.
Dude, I think I know this one. Was it like a draft day question?
No.
We're going to turn this team around 360. Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Let's go. Dude, I remember seeing that. I remember like, whoa, wait, hold on. What a dumb cool thing to say. Oh, man. Well, I've been there, though. Like,
Oh, definitely. You just played 2.5 hours of running up and down. Like, you're going to mess up.
That was funny. All right. This is a serious one. I'll end off with my really dumb one. But today, I'll do what others won't. So tomorrow, I can accomplish what others can't.
Damn.
Legend.
Is that Kobe?
No.
No.
I'll give you another chance, so I'll say it's football.
Football?
Because you gave me the football for Tom Brady.
Okay. Jerry Rice?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, my God. I wish I didn't say football now. Damn. Yeah, Jerry Rice. What do we both have 3?
I don't know. You got my Iverson one. You got my Brady one.
And Kidd.
And Kidd. So, yes, you have 3.
And you got Westbrook, Gretzky, and Rice. All right. Coming down to the final finish here. I may have screwed you over with this last one. I think you might know it, but like...
Yeah, same with mine. I think you've heard this quote, but I don't know if you'll get the player.
Yeah.
So my last one is, violence is never the answer, but sometimes it is.
Oh, man. Dude, I want to say either Rodman or Artest. Violence is never the answer, but sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Oh! I'm going to go with Ron Artest. Dennis Rodman.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
For both.
It
was Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. He said it on his podcast, right? Bro.
I don't know if he said it on his podcast. No, he said it in a interview.
Oh.
Like a post-game interview.
Was that when he was talking about Kobe and he was
I
like,
don't know.
he kept elbowing him and they did the fake pass thing?
I don't actually remember when it was, but I remember he got into a fight in a game. I think it was when he was with the Clippers, if I remember correctly. But
okay.
Matt Barnes.
I could listen to Matt Barnes talk all day. That guy kills me. All right. You got.
I love all the smoke.
Yeah. You got a chance to win it here with this last one. This is really stupid. Monkeys never cramp because every day monkeys eat banana. The questioner was asking about his injury and if he's healed.
Oh, man. I don't know. I feel like he's... I don't want to say that. Dikembe Mutombo.
No. Muinori Kawasaki. No. That was like my heart. That was either like you're gonna know it 100% or it's like
I think I remember him saying that.
That like 2015.
It was beside the dugout, right?
Yeah. That 2015 season. His interviews were legendary.
Yeah.
I still remember he hit one home run in his entire baseball career. I was at that game and it was a walk-off home run. I remember everyone in the stadium was chanting Kawasaki. Like, bro, I wish he could have stayed longer. Like he didn't have to play, but he could.
Where is he now?
I think he retired. I think he went to the Cubs after. He could have been like a Udonis Haslem for the Blue Jays. Just been there.
Yeah.
It's nice to have
Not
him.
even jokes.
Yeah. Because that Jays team, like, they fool around all the time. A little too much at times, I think.
Yeah.
I think they need to focus up a little bit, but he's a nice guy to have in your locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, though, when I was thinking, because when I said Ron Artest, did you watch Malice at the Palace?
Yeah.
So
the
good.
Untold documentary, yeah.
So good.
I was already on the player's side because, like, if you're a fan and you throw a cup at somebody, you know what to expect. But now after watching that, I'm even more on the player's side.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, you don't throw that cup, that whole thing doesn't go down. Like it was dumb on Artest's side to hit Wallace and Wallace to push him back, but that's just basketball. That happens all the time.
But then again, the fan, you know who you're throwing the cup at.
Exactly.
You're throwing it at a Ron Artest who had a history of having a temper.
Yeah. And man, the one thing that I didn't even like fully clue into is the whole Jermaine O'Neal thing.
Yeah,
I didn't realize how bad he got
had it bad after.
Because he really like, and the one thing too, like when Reggie Miller said like that was the greatest miss of his career, it really was. Because if he fully connected with that punch, I don't know if he would have killed the guy, but it would have been a huge lawsuit. But at the same time, like that's the thing, like all the players went to the criminal court and I think they all won their cases. Like they were all, like they had a reason for doing what they did.
And even when you hear like O'Neal, Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, when they're talking about it in the documentary, they're like, "Yeah, that was a misstep. We shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Whatever." And you see the fans, and they're still like the players. They were like,
yeah, like that when that one guy that got rocked, and he was in the interview, and right before he gets taken away by security, he was like, "He sucker punched me, man. I need facial surgery or something." It's like we know what you're trying to do. Like you ran on the court. That was a stupid decision on your part.
Literally.
And, like, it was warranted for what he did to punch him there. I still don't think he shouldn't have ran into the crowd. I think that was really dumb. But I don't think he should have been suspended for the entire year.
No.
And I also don't get how Ben Wallace only got one game. Because although
he kind of instigated it.
Yeah, he instigated it. He was like, it's like when, the Blue Jays, I remember there was a whole thing going down and fans were throwing stuff on the field. All the Jays were like, stop, like, don't do that. He was throwing things too and doing all this stuff, getting everyone fired up.
Well, I guess our test did instigate it. It was really the point guard. Remember? He was like
foul or something.
You can get your foul now.
Yeah, I remember Steve Jackson was like, why would you do that? Like, with the one guy you don't tell that to is wrong, and you did.
Literally. Man. So he kind of instigated the whole thing, because if he didn't foul Ben Wallace, then Ben Wallace wouldn't have retaliated, and the whole thing wouldn't have happened. But.
Yeah. I still think, though, I wonder, like, when he was sitting on that table, like, he was saying, like, he felt like the man. But he was also saying it was, like, a strategy that he learned in, like, therapy.
Like the counting of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, what a dumb decision to throw.
If you haven't watched it already, please do.
It's
a really good documentary.
It's so good. Because the footage really hadn't been shown, like, to our generation. Like, we knew of it. We've seen clips, but we never really saw the whole thing.
Because whenever it's showed to us, or whenever we saw it, they portrayed the Pacers players as the villains.
Villains, for sure.
When in reality, like, yeah, they were wrong, but they were just kind of defending themselves
they were
at
reacting.
the end of the day.
Yeah. Like, I still, that clip of, like, the first throw was bad. And then when he's already up there, first of all, he didn't even go after the right guy. And the guy that threw it, like, he had an interview afterwards. You see it in the documentary. What a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, he had no empathy whatsoever for the guy that got attacked. And it was his fault that it happened.
Like, just thank God I didn't get it.
Yeah. But then when the other guy threw a glass, like, right in front, and Jackson just slapped him, like... It could have, like, it was really bad, but it could have been so much worse.
Huge fan of Steven Jackson, by the way.
Yeah. Ever since watching that, I want to get an Indiana Jackson jersey now. Like, they need to bring those jerseys back.
When he was walking to, I think they did last year.
Oh, yeah, they did.
The pinstripes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was those exact ones or the 90s ones, but
yeah.
I like those uniforms a lot. But you saw, like, when he was walking back to the locker room, he was like, I ride with my family.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what he said. But
something about riding with the family, which hey, if I would, like, as an athlete, you watch that, and, like, if someone gets in a scuffle, like, everybody's going out there.
But he's definitely one of those players where, like, if he's on your team, you love him, but if he's not, you 100%. Hate him.
There's so many guys. Like Brad Marchand. Like, I, as a Leafs fan, cannot stand the dude. But as soon as he's on Team Canada, he's one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
Because he just riles people up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's your job. But, like, man, it would have been nice to see that Indiana team because they were first place. I mean, they were, like 7-2 at the time. But, like, they almost went to the finals the year before.
Yeah, they lost to Detroit. And then they beat that... They washed that Detroit team without Reggie Miller.
Yeah, without Reggie Miller. Who, like, at the time, he wasn't, like, their first option or anything.
Yeah, but he was still a huge piece of their team.
Yeah, exactly. Best shooter out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just... I just feel so bad for Jermaine O'Neal because he still had a couple more All-Star seasons after that. I think he had his best season the year after because he probably just had a chip on his shoulder like, man, I can't let this be my career.
But his reputation was just...
Yeah, he was shot. Like, I remember when he played in Toronto for that 1 year, I was like, who is this guy? Like, I didn't really know much about him. And they didn't talk about him as if he was this former All-Star, which he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just feel bad because, Jackson got his championship before he came to Indiana.
He already
got the Spurs.
One.
And then Artest got one with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Well, I did like a lot, though, when Artest was, like, talking about it. He's like, he felt bad. Like, he knew he left them.
For requesting a trade.
Yeah. Like, I get it, though. Like, at the time, like, and you're in that moment, like, you don't... Being in that Indiana jersey.
So that was another cool thing about it, is that I didn't know what happened after.
Exactly.
I didn't... Well, like, obviously I knew he went to Houston and he went to LA after, but I didn't know the backstory of, like, he requesting a trade and how everybody hated him for that.
Yeah.
I didn't know all that. But.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like, I always knew he was, like... He stirred up the pot a little bit, but I didn't know, like, O'Neal ever had, like, a hate towards him or anything. Like, all he ever wanted was to win.
It was just kind of funny when, like, they were talking about how when Artest got back to the locker room, he was like, "So y'all think we're gonna get in trouble?" And Jermaine O'Neal just rushes him.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not really funny, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny in retrospect, but like, actually, yeah, I don't even know.
Even at the time, it would have been kind of funny.
Yeah, like I feel like Jackson would have found it funny, but like the two of them are pissed about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, like I think there's a couple more of those untold documentaries coming out.
Yeah.
I think
it's a whole set. Like I think there's 6 of them.
Yeah,
some of them sound really cool.
Yeah, the Caitlyn Jenner one looks really interesting.
Yeah, and the one about that hockey team.
Yeah, something about a mob ties and a 19-year-old running the team. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't even know what hockey team it was, but it sounds crazy.
No clue. But yeah, ever since that like Jordan doc came out, like I just been wanting documentaries. Like there's gonna be so many incredible.
There's a Magic one coming out.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a Kobe one eventually, and
yeah,
when LeBron retires, it'll be a LeBron one.
That Magic one's gonna be really sad when it gets to the whole situation. But man, yeah, it's good. There's so many because I feel like, I mean, living in this generation, every generation will say like, oh, our generation was incredible for sports, but like it really was. Like we have so many, like Brady, Messi and Ronaldo, LeBron, like Crosby, Ovechkin. Like there's so many great stories that could be told,
literally,
and that are gonna come out, and also like old stories that we don't really know the Malice and the Palace that well. We were like 3 years old when it happened.
I was probably like 2.
Yeah, like. I would love to hear like a documentary on like the guy at the Mets game that caught the ball that costed them the game, or was it the Cubs game? Cubs game.
Oh, like when he reached over?
Yeah, reached over. Like all those like little stories, like just seeing how people's lives were impacted. Like it's cool to see because, you know, just like the Mouse in the Palace, like this did a lot for those players, so that it really shed light on what really happened and who was affected by it. So if more of that stuff comes out, that's sick.
Yeah, facts. I just want to learn about sports history, honestly, and I don't really want to read about it.
Yeah,
I want to watch it. So.
And like I think
I want to see people talk about it.
Yeah, because like we see people like Shohei Ohtani talking about like he's the greatest baseball player we've ever seen. Like he's better than Babe Ruth. We don't really know Babe Ruth. We see his stats, but we don't. Like, I would love to see a documentary about Babe Ruth or Mickey Mantle.
I don't know how that would be possible because I don't know if anybody who watched Babe Ruth play is still.
That's true. Right? There's just so little footage. That's one of the things I would have liked to see players today, like guys like LeBron and Kevin Durant, like react because a lot of those guys must have been watching that game. Because, you know, 2 best teams in the league at that time.
Well, LeBron was in the league.
Oh, yeah, LeBron was in the league. But, yeah, there's so many guys. Like, I would love to hear what they thought watching it. Because, like, they've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, somebody like KD, who was, 16 at the time, around the time. He would have been drafted, 3 years after the Malice of the Palace happened. Yeah. Like, I want to know what he thought. Because he was definitely watching or tuned in, at least.
Because guys, like, you get, like, I was getting fired up watching it. Like, I wish I was, like, I wouldn't want to beat up a fan. But I would, like, you know, those moments where you're just like, man, I would love to be in those.
I wish we were like. I feel like the closest thing we've gotten to that was Khabib and Conor, right?
Yeah, like when he threw the chair at the bus and everything.
No, not that, but when they actually fought each other, when Khabib jumped over the cage.
Oh yeah,
and started and went after Conor's people and Khabib's people came in, or is it Habib or Khabib? Khabib. His people came in and started beating up Conor. I feel like that's the closest thing we've gotten to that, just for something like to go off the rails, kind of.
Yeah, because even like the only other things I can really think of are like Myles Garrett swinging a helmet at Mason Rudolph, but even that wasn't too bad because it was very lucky.
Yeah,
that it was the padded part.
It could have been really bad. I guess there's kind of similarities like the Jermaine O'Neal punch and
and then like I guess like the whole Blue Jays Royals, Blue Jays Rangers, brawls.
Yeah, when like Odor punched
Batista. Yeah. I still, every time I watch that thing, everyone talks about the Batista getting punched, but my favorite thing is just Kevin Pillar running from out of the dugout and just doing a dive into everybody.
Ryan Goins was about to like beat everybody because he's a black belt.
Yeah, he was like,
I don't know what he's a black belt in, but he's a black belt in something.
I miss Ryan Goins, man.
He was a great fielder.
Yeah. He was a beast. He was just always hype. That whole Batista walk-off on right now, I just watch him every time. He's like screaming his whole way to the plate. Man.
But switching gears to the NFL.
Yeah.
Our second last week of divisions, we're doing the NFC West, which is probably the best division in the NFL.
It's the division of death for sure.
Yeah. All 4 teams are supremely talented.
Yeah.
I like every single roster. But who do you have winning and why?
I think every single team has a case, but I think there's one that stands out, and I think it's the Rams.
I think it's the Rams, too.
Best defense in the league last year, and I think they lost a couple pieces, but they did it. I think they improved upon it a little bit. But just getting Matthew Stafford, their biggest problem was they were a quarterback away from going back to the Super Bowl, and they got their guy. Matthew Stafford's an absolute beast. He never really got too much of an opportunity in Detroit to push down the postseason.
Now he's finally in a place where he has weapons around him. I know Cam Akers is out for the year, which sucks, but he has good receivers around him, and one of the best play callers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Sean McVay.
Yeah, it's really interesting how he's going to work with him. But yeah, like C.J. Henderson, like his progression from his rookie year to his sophomore year, like he'll be a good running back for
Daryl Henderson.
Or Daryl Henderson, yeah. And then like Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, like they're always like fantasy beasts. I know that.
They've both went over 1,000 yards multiple times. So.
They're super consistent players. So like they're not going to be worried at any point in the season. Like they know exactly what they have and how to use each player. So they're experienced, and I mean they went to the Super Bowl already. Like they know what it takes. So I just think the Rams are far and away the most likely team to win the division.
Yeah, and looking after those two, after the Rams, I'd probably say, I think rosters. So here's my thing. I think the Seahawks have the worst roster in the division, top to bottom, but they have the best quarterback.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking too.
So like, does that even out, or do they kind of fall? Because me personally, I love the Cardinals roster.
Yeah.
I just don't like their coaching. That's the thing with a lot of these teams, is that I love a part of their team, but there's another part where I'm just not a fan of.
Yeah.
Cardinals, I love their roster top to bottom, but their coaching just isn't it.
Yeah, because for the Cardinals, like Kyler Murray is one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the league, and I would possibly take him over Lamar, just like because I trust his arm more. Yeah, I trust his arm. They got great weapons. Their secondary is incredible. Like Budda Baker's so good.
Mm-hmm. I think Byron Murphy had some really good moments last year, especially against Dallas. I remember watching that game, and he popped off my screen.
And I think a big name too, like Isaiah Simmons. Like I think he'll have a bounce back year.
I love Isaiah Simmons. I wanted Atlanta to draft him last year, but he was gone before they could.
I thought he was going to go higher in the draft, and like he just struggled. He just struggled throughout.
He had some moments, but I feel like he just needed to find his role.
Exactly.
I think they're going to play him at linebacker, which I think they should.
It's a good fit.
Yeah.
Because they have a great secondary.
He's like the perfect modern linebacker.
Yeah.
He's 6'4", 240, and he runs a 4.3.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really get any better than that.
Exactly. And then they're getting Chandler Jones back. Well, I mean, it was rumored that he requested a trade, but I think he'll be there for the year.
Yeah, I think they'll just redo his contract or extend him, because I think this is his last year on his contract. So he just wants an extension, I assume.
Yeah. It'll just be cool to see him and J.J. Watt together.
Yeah, J.J. Watt's there. He's obviously he's not what he used to be, but he's definitely still a really good player.
Yeah, and he's like the leadership he's going to be able to instill to some of the younger guys is huge.
Him and Chandler Jones, I mean,
yeah,
those two have I keep hitting my mic. Oh my god! But those two have this. Since Chandler Jones has been drafted, they both are at the tops of the league in sacks. Jones has 97. I think Watt has 95. Yeah. They're the top two guys since 2012. And they also drafted Zaven Collins, who will play beside Simmons. I like the Cardinals roster a lot, but the only thing is I'm not a fan of Kingsbury.
Yeah, I agree. Like we look at him in college. Like, he had Mahomes, he had Kyler, still couldn't really get anything done with it.
Yeah, literally, he didn't have a winning record in college.
Yeah.
And then there's the Niners.
Yeah, who were injured at every single big position last year after coming back from the Super Bowl the year before. And they still were only 6-10 in a tough division.
They got the injury bug.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know. I just feel like I don't think they'll be a Super Bowl team, but I think they'll still be a good team, a contender for the playoffs. Because obviously you're getting Bosa back, you're getting Garoppolo back, and I think Trey Lance will play at some point.
Yeah. That was the thing. Like, I totally forgot Trey Lance was even, like, they got him with the third pick in the draft. Like, because everyone's so focused on Garoppolo, like, will he be back? Like, will he be traded? Like, he'll be good for them, but I think at a certain point in the season, it'll be Trey Lance's time. Yeah. But, man, I do like the 49ers a lot. I think, for me, they'll be second in the division, if I had to guess, because their defense is incredible. Like, with so many injuries last year, they were still fifth defensively. Offensively, I think they got better. Like, Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, I like that tandem. They're a young team, and I think they'll be really good. Mm-hmm. And with the being said about the Cardinals, like with all on paper they look great. I agree. Like coaching's gonna be an issue. I think if anybody were to come last, I think it's the Cardinals because like although I don't really fully trust the Seahawks defense, like you said, like they got Russell Wilson. He's the best quarterback in the division, and offensively, like they have some ballers. Yeah,
if I were to choose, I'd say the Rams go first. The Rams are gonna win the division. I'd probably put the Seahawks at 2 just because of Russ.
Yeah.
And then I'd put the Cardinals 3 and the Niners 4. But honestly, 2 to 4, anything could happen. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if any of the teams won the division.
Yeah.
But I'll pick the Rams to win the division because I have high hopes for them. I think they'll be a legitimate Super Bowl contender this year.
There's no defense I really trust more than the Rams. and then just offensively with Stafford. Like, I'm just so excited to see what he can do with like a full team.
Yeah, this is
with
his
a great
first
system.
legit shot
Yeah.
at winning a Super Bowl.
And he's always been like a top 10 quarterback in the league. It's just been
He's always been like one of the most talented players
Yeah.
in the NFL. It's just he's never had anything around him. Like obviously he had Calvin Johnson, he had Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay, but you
really
can't-
at the same time. Never.
Yeah, you can't win with just that.
Exactly.
You need a whole team around him, and the one time he did have a good defense, they won 11-5.
Yeah.
So I think it was 2014. They lost to Dallas. He's only had a 1,000-yard rusher once. So like he's never really had the right stuff around him to really succeed.
Yeah.
Now he has everything he needs.
Yeah. I like the one thing too. Like I was thinking about MVP of the division. I think it's Russell Wilson.
Russ.
Yeah. I could say Stafford. Oh, Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald is the MVP of the NFC
Yeah.
West.
I would say he's the MVP. But in terms of just bringing your team to the promised land, I'll go with Wilson because he was my MVP. Like he was
I'll
on my
do a
fantasy
top
team.
three. I'll do Russ, Aaron Donald, and Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Yeah. Yeah, because Kyler Murray, if he
I'm a huge
progresses,
fan.
and he's even more dangerous.
Because he had a shoulder. Because he was playing great, and he got a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
I think it was against Miami.
Because like even though like people say oh like AJ Green like he's aged, he's still gonna bring a good veteran presence, and he's still a good player. Like he always was.
He's not bad.
He just had
And
injury
you have
troubles.
DeAndre Hopkins on the other side. We
Yeah.
haven't talked about him yet.
Exactly. And Christian Kirk is so underrated
Yeah,
too. Like he's a
good.
really good player.
They have a good core.
Yeah.
I don't know if Fitzgerald is gonna play or not.
I still have no clue about that.
So
I really like Chase Edmonds too. He
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake was their number one guy, and he would come in like backup. And when he wasn't playing well, he always balled. Like I think he was like 4.6 rushing yards per carry, something like
almost
that.
5.
And he can catch too as well. Like he's dangerous in the backfield. So
he'll break out. And they got James Conner too to back him up.
Exactly, yeah.
I love the
Pittsburgh.
Cardinals roster,
yeah,
but I'm gonna say it again. Coaching is not it.
yeah,
I think maybe not next year, but the year after they're gonna be a problem for everybody because I assume they'll get a new coach, new coaching staff. Hopefully somebody who's a veteran, not a veteran, but like somebody who's kind of proven.
Yeah.
Like Eric Bieniemy from Kansas City or something like that to really maximize the amount of talent that they have because they have a lot.
yeah. I think like when I think about who are going to be the great teams in the future, like we've seen Packers, the Saints, like they've been the constant in the NFC. I feel like both the 49ers and the Cardinals are going to be those teams in the next couple of years. Just both, like if Lance works out, first of all, that needs to happen. But just two young quarterbacks with the great weapons, phenomenal defensive play. Obviously, coaching needs to improve with the Cardinals. I like the coaching a lot on San Francisco.
Yeah, Shanahan.
Yeah, so, yeah, but at the end of the day, like, this division is completely up in the air. I say, like, for me, if I had to make a prediction, I'm going Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals. But, like you said, 2 through 4
Yeah.
could go anyway.
Even one, like I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals won the division or the Niners won the division. It's really a wide open division, and it's by far the best division in the NFL. Like
it's the most exciting division to watch. Like it's going to be like the AFC East or North. Just like Jets aren't going to be contenders, but every single game is going to.
No, that's the NFC
Okay,
East.
there's so many divisions this year that are actually really good. Yeah, the NFC North, AFC North, and the AFC East are both really good too.
Yeah,
like every game is going to be a fight,
Mm-hmm.
and just like in the NFC West, it's going to be a battle.
Yeah. And I think the NFC is really wide open this year, so you could see 3 teams coming out of this division making the playoffs.
There's so much up in the air. Like,
I mean, you can technically have 4 now with the 7 teams, but I doubt there'll be 4 teams. If there is 4 teams out of the NFC West, that'd be crazy.
That'd be insane. I just hope that there's no like I know damn well this division's gonna have an incredible record. I just hope there's not a division that just sucks. Like there will be, but
I mean, it could be the NFC East, which we're doing next week, by the way.
Yeah, as long as there's not like a 7-9 team making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least it would be like 8-9 this year, but
yeah,
I'll be happy.
Yeah.
It's going to be so competitive, though. Like, this is one of the... I've never been more excited for an NFL season. 1, because the Browns are actually good now. But 2, because there's just so many great young players. And all the legends are still here, still kicking, and still dominating.
Mm-hmm.
Which is... Who would have ever thought? Like, the fact that
Brady's 44 now.
It's absurd.
Yeah. But I think that's a good place to wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below, and we'll see y'all next week. Take it easy.
Farewell.
Peace.